Interesting facts about koalas. The koala is a cute animal that can't help but be endearing. Many people know that these animals live in Australia and eat eucalyptus leaves. However, that's where most people's knowledge ends. Let's learn more about koalas and their way of life. Koala, history of the species. If you look at the photo of a koala, you can see that the animal resembles a toy bear with soft fur, but has nothing to do with it. In fact, koalas belong to the marsupial family, but from the family of koalas, they are the only one. Koalas are lazy and friendly, so they are quite peaceful with humans. It is believed that once lived in Australia several subspecies of koalas, but they all became extinct. By the way, today's koalas also might not exist because of poachers who liked the fur of animals too much. Fortunately, this was not the case, and we can see koalas nowadays. Because koalas are native to Australia, their appearance is inevitably associated with legends. It is a custom among the Aborigines. One of the most popular stories explains the lack of water in the diet of koalas. The legend says that once there was an orphan boy in the tribe, whose name was Cub-Boar, translated as marsupial bear. The boy was often abused, so he was forced to take care of himself. At that time, there was very little water in Australia, so Cub-Boar was constantly suffering from thirst. So one day, when the adults went out hunting, the young man drank all the water that was freely available. Understanding what he would get for it, Cub-Boar ran away into the woods, hid on a small tree, and begged for it to grow. Higher powers heard the boy. Soon he was sitting on a huge eucalyptus tree. However, this did not save him from punishment. The adults quickly found the boy. One of the tribe members was able to climb the tree and throw Cub-Boar down. What was the surprise of the adults when the little guy didn't crash, but turned into a cute little bear cub? Koala quickly climbed up and strictly forbade people close to his site, threatening to bring drought to the land. People obeyed, and the koalas were never touched again. Koalas, in their turn, have not needed water since that time. If we talk about the version of the scientists, they believe that koalas appeared more than 30 million years ago, but the modern species lives on Earth about 15 million years. Europeans learned about koalas around the beginning of the 19th century by finding their remains. Koala characteristics. Scientists still cannot come to an unambiguous conclusion to which species the koala should be attributed. Their relatives were considered possums, kangaroos, and wombats. However, these animals were not found to be especially close to each other. Where does the koala live? Mostly in the forests of eastern and southern Australia. The koala is a small animal. An adult male is about 80 centimeters long and weighs about 15 kilograms. Females are slightly smaller. The coat of the koala is usually gray, with flecks of white and sometimes black tones. The ears are quite large, and the eyes, on the contrary, are small. The nose is convex, black in color. The limbs of the koala are fully adapted for climbing trees. They have 5 toes on their front paws, 2 are slightly apart, like thumbs in humans. The other 3 fingers are evenly spaced on the hand. All phalanges have sharp claws that make the koala cling to trees perfectly. There are also 5 fingers on the koala's lower paws, but one of them has no claw. The teeth of koalas are quite strong and are intended exclusively for herbivorous food. Notably, the female koala has 2 vaginas and 2 uteri, and the male has a bifurcated penis. The koala's brain is not large, although scientists believe it used to be much larger. The shrinkage of this important part of the body is attributed to a measured lifestyle and the consumption of herbivorous food. What a koala eats. Wondering what a koala eats? A koala's menu is extremely simple. As you may have guessed, they eat exclusively eucalyptus leaves. Sometimes the animal also eats the young shoots of this tree. Koala's meager diet has resulted in their metabolism being very slow. Therefore, the animal eats for a long time, chewing its food thoroughly. The koala's diet still baffles all scientists. There is almost nothing useful in eucalyptus leaves. Moreover, they are considered poisonous. However, this does not apply to koalas. All harmful substances are destroyed by the liver. Also, digestion of such food is facilitated by a very long intestine and special bacteria that live there. An adult koala can eat up to 1 kilogram of leaves per day. And the process of eating sometimes resembles that of a hamster. A koala also has cheek pouches where it stores food. Interestingly, the koala does not eat leaves from every tree. The fact is that the animal's special sense of smell allows him to determine where there is less poison. Therefore, they choose special eucalyptus trees and eat only their leaves. The best ones are those that grow on fertile soil. By the way, koalas also sometimes eat soil. It is necessary to replenish minerals in the body. If the koala does not change the tree in time, or if the animal has problems with its nose, it can die. It is believed that koalas do not need water, but sometimes they drink it. This happens during times of drought or when the animal is sick. Koala lifestyle. The way of life of koalas is not particularly interesting. However, let's try to understand their way of life. Do you want to know how a koala lives? Interesting facts below. Let's answer the most common questions. How long does a koala sleep? Koala is a very leisurely animal, somewhat resembling a sloth. The animal spends most of its life sleeping. In a day, the animal is only awake for about 5 hours. However, despite the slowness, koalas are very frisky, jumping from tree to tree. The koala sleeps on its favorite tree, the eucalyptus, hugging the branch tightly with its paws. If the animal is awake, it means it is eating. Where does a koala live? The animals live in trees. They may descend to the ground in exceptional cases to get to another tree, to drink water, or to eat some earth. How do koalas communicate? Koalas are uncommunicative. They live far enough away from each other, do not unite in packs. Koalas are very silent, but if offended, they can cry loudly. They do this for a long time. Koalas communicate with each other by various sounds resembling grunts or grunts. Only the male can roar loudly, while females and cubs can only softly speak with sounds known only to them. During the mating season, the male attracts the female by shouting. It is noteworthy that it is the lady who makes her choice in favor of this or that animal. Koalas are very harmless. They are not capable of attacking anyone in case of danger, they can only run away. Even if a koala is offended, she is unlikely to scratch and bite. How do koalas reproduce? Koalas mate once every year or two. The female carries the cub, almost always alone, for about a month. After birth, the baby lives in the mother's pouch and feeds on milk. After 30 days, the mother slowly gets the koala accustomed to food. The koala cub sits in the pouch for 7 months and then moves on to the female's back. The animal begins to live independently after 1 year, although there are cases when the cubs stay near their mother for longer. Basically, it is a male. How long does a koala live? On average, the animal lives from 8 to 14 years. Animals are extremely painful. They often have conjunctivitis, cystitis, sinusitis, pneumonia, and other ailments. Also, the koala population has been greatly affected by deforestation, fires, and poachers.